Hello everybody! Today I'm here to teach you how to draw the Pokémon Lapras and Vulpix from Pokémon. So let's get started. The supplies that you are going to need is a piece of paper, a pencil, an eraser, and some optional things are something to outline your thing like a Sharpie or some colored pencils. To start off, we're going to draw the base of the Lapras. So we're going to draw a circle like this. And make sure you draw or sketch lightly so you can always erase it if you mess up. And you can always pause the video if you need more time to sketch. After we finish the head, we're going to move on to the base of the body. So we're going to draw an oval Now that we have our basic shape, we can move on to connecting it and making the neck. So we're gonna go from around the center bottom of our head and curve like this until we connect it to the body. Then we can do the same thing on the other side. So you go from around the center right of the head and curve like this. So now that we have our two base lines connected, we can move on to the face. So first we're going to draw an assisted line down the center of the head at a slight curve. So it looks like this. Then we can go to around the center middle of the head and draw another curved assisted line like this. Now we can do the eyes. So on the assisted line, we're going to go from almost the center of the whole head of our assisted lines, but a little bit to the left, and then we're going to make an arch like this. Then we can do the same thing on the other side. Then we can draw a circle or a small oval like this. And this is going to be the pupil of the eye. Now we can move on to the mouth. So from around the left side of our assisted line, we can curve downward at a curve like this until we reach the assisted line right here. Then we can go from the bottom of our circle right here and then do a slight curve downward and then a little bit up again to make the mouth part. After that, we can draw the two nostrils, which is going to be just two small lines near the bottom of the mouth. Now we can move on to the ears. So we're gonna go to the right corner of the head and draw a circle near the bottom of the corner like this. Then we're going to go to the other side and go to around the center of the left top part of the head and draw a half curved circle. Now you go to the center of your right circle and draw a small dot. Then you go from that dot and do a curve and make a kind of spiral shape. So it looks like this. Then you go to the other side and draw a dot around here. Then you make a small curve outward like this, so it kind of mirrors the other side. Then you go to the top part of the assistant line right here and draw a curved triangle like this to make the horn. Now we can move on to the body of the Lapras. First we're going to start off with the shell. So we're going to go from the bottom of the neck right here and do a curve downward like this to give the base of the shell. Then we're going to do the layer of the shell. So we're going to go a little bit over the base sketch for the shell we did and do a curve like this and then connect it to our sketch base, and then we're going to go to the other side of the curve and draw a curved line that follows from our original sketch line. Now that we finished the shell, we can move on to the fins of the Lapras. So to mark out where the fins will be, we're going to draw a circle near the bottom end of the Lapras, right here. Then we're going to draw another one that is around where the start of the shell is. And then the last two are going to be right here and right here. I made the last one a half circle because it's going to be behind the whole body, and the same is with this one, so you don't have to make this one a whole circle. Now we're going to make the actual fin part. So we're going to go from around the center, the middle of the fin, and do a kind of curved triangle like this. Then we can go to all the other fins and do the exact same thing. And they don't have to look the same. Now that we finished the base sketch of our Lapras, we can move on to the sketch of our Vulpix. So we're going to go from around where our assistant line here was, and then we're going to draw a circle like this. This is going to be the head of the Vulpix. Then we're going to draw the body. So around a little bit underneath the head right here, we're going to draw another circle like this. Then we're going to draw another circle that goes in around the center of the Lapras shell. So it looks like this. All three of these circles are going to be the base of our whole Vulpix. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did with the Lapras and connect all three of the circles. So from the head, we're going to go near the bottom of it and do another curved line to connect it to the second circle that we made. And we're going to connect it on both sides like this. Then we're going to connect the second circle to the third circle with another curved line like this. After that, we're going to go back to the head and draw the assistant lines. So again, at the top of the head, we're going to draw another curved line like this. And then we're going to draw the second assisted line at the center of the head. So it's gonna look something like this. Now we can move on to the eyes. So we're gonna do the same type of eye on the Lapras to the Vulpix. So we're gonna go to almost the center of the assisted lines and do another archway like this. Then we can mirror the same thing on the other side. So it looks something like this. Then we can draw two ovals that look something like this. And then we're going to move on to the nose. So we're going to draw a small triangle underneath the eyes, and then another small mouth, which is two curved lines that look something like this. And then we're going to go from the right of that line and do a curved line to make it look like the mouth is opened. So it'll look like this. Now we can move on to the paws. So from around the center of the second circle, we're going to draw a curved line downward like this. Then we're going to go from the edge of the second circle and curve it to make the paw shape. After that, we can do the same thing except on the other side. So go from the edge of the second circle and draw another curved line, and then connect it upward until you reach the right paw. Then we can move on to the back leg. So we're going to draw a dot in the center of the third circle, and then go from that dot, we're going to curve upward until we reach around the edge of the third circle, and then curve downward until we reach. Now we can move on to the paws. So from the center bottom of the second circle, you can curve downward a little bit until we reach around the center of the line of the third circle. Then we can go from the edge of the right, and do another curved line and connect the two lines. And then we can do the same thing on the left. We can curve it like this, so the two paws touch each other. Now we can move on to the back leg. So we're going to draw a small dot like this at the center of the third circle, and then from that dot we can curve upward until we reach the edge of the third circle, and then curve downward until we reach the edge of the third circle. Then from the bottom of the back leg, we can curve upward just a little bit and then curve down again, and then connect the paw to the third circle. So it'll look something like this. Now we can move on to the ears after you finish the legs. So we're going to go from the right side of the center assisted line and curve upward until we reach about the center of the right top of the head. Then we're going to curve downward in a mirrored type of way, like this. Then we're going to mirror the same thing on what we did on the right to the left. So your ears should look something like this. Now we can move on to the hair. So to start off, we're gonna draw 3 small-ish circles to look something like this. Then we're gonna go to each of the circles and draw a small swirl in each of them. So it'll look something like this. Then we're gonna draw, on the center one, we're gonna draw a straight down triangle. That will look something like this. And on the other two, they're going to curve to the left and right. So your final product should look something like this. And then we're going to move on to the tail. So first we're going to start off with drawing a circle like this. And then we're going to draw 2 other circles, half circles behind it, like this. And then we're going to draw 2 other half circles behind your half circle. So it'll look something like this. Then we're going to draw another swirl in each of them, like what you did with the hair. Except this time you're not going to turn the bottom into triangles. You're going to go from the center of each of the circles and curve them into the back part of the 4th circle, like this. So now that we've finished our basic sketch, we can move on to the details of the whole piece. So first we're going to start off with the Lapras. So around the neck part, we're going to draw, like over here, we're going to draw a teardrop like this, and a small little circle in the middle of that. And these are going to be the spots of the whole Lapras. Then we're going to draw another shape near the bottom of the leg, or the fin. So it looks something like this. And then we're going to draw another small circle. And the last spot is going to be a curved triangle underneath the center of the whole shell. Now we're going to go from the edge of the jaw and curve downward at a kind of leftish angle until it reaches about here. Then we're going to curve downward until we reach about the left side of the front fin. Then we're going to go from the stomach here and draw another curved line to look something like this. After that, we're going to draw the tail. So you can turn your paper if you want, and then go from the base of the fin right here, and then draw a small curved triangle. That will look something like this. Then you can go over to the Lapras shell and draw tree trunk-like shapes on the shell around the Vulpix. So it will look something like this. Now we're going to move on to the details of the Vulpix. So we're going to go to the ears and draw small triangles until we reach almost the edge of the ear, and then curve upward so it kind of goes like around the ear. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to go down to the paws and draw more small triangles on all the paws until you reach from the right to the left or left to the right. So now that we finished our basic sketch and all the details of it, you can go back and erase all the assistant lines and make all the actual lines darker like I did, or you can trace it and color it to look something like this. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.